And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, starting this segment off with the hazardous weather graphic here showing winter storm watches out for McGrath on down into the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta there from Bethel to Macoriac up to Amanek. And that's out for Saturday and Sunday, or for Sunday and Monday. Winter storm watch for these areas Sunday and Monday for possible light freezing rain. And winter weather advisory out here for the western Kenai Peninsula, northward there into the southern Susitna Valley, Wasilla, maybe Willow, and that's about it. For light freezing rain out for tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. In other words, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, possibly into early Sunday. And that's for light freezing rain as well. And for the satellite imagery here, a lot of cloudiness here coming up from the eastern Northeast Pacific, covering the southeast coast into the Copper River Basin there. Area clouds back up through here. Some areas of light snow associated with it. Areas of light rain with this system here, mostly along the eastern North Gulf Coast around Yakutat and scattered into the Panhandle there. And then a big system down here with a lot of clouds pushing northward there, bringing gale force winds with gusts of 45 to 55 miles an hour here to the Aleutians, in toward the eastern Aleutians there, with rain spreading into the Alaska Peninsula along with gusty winds. Gusty winds northward there to the Pribilof Islands with gusts close to 50 miles an hour occurring at St. George Island. Kind of a break right through here with some clearing today. Pretty nice day across south central Alaska and back into the southwest interior. And rolling that through again, you can see this lifting slowly northward, pushing slowly eastward here. And looking at tonight's forecast, we've got quite a large low there south of the central Aleutians with the front up right along the Aleutian chain there, especially in the east side. That's going to keep the gusty northeast winds with gale warnings. Will continue for the Alaska Peninsula all the way back into the west central Aleutians there to Amchitka Island or Kiska. Again, winds gusting 45 to 55 miles an hour with gale warnings out into the southern Bering Sea up to the Pribilofs. North of St. Paul, St. Matthew, pretty light winds, dry conditions, and light winds here over the Chukchi Sea, but with areas of light snow, weak low there off the western Arctic coast, bringing some light snow to that area into the western Brooks Range, down across the, possibly the Kobuk Valley could see some light snow or flurries there that'll extend out into the Seward Peninsula to the east. High pressure here, kind of a ridge extending from the big Arctic high over the Northwest Territories here, extending in the eastern interior. Dry, light winds, temperatures back below zero tonight. Copper River Basin could see a little bit of light snow in areas over the mountainous terrain there. And then this week low here with that front will keep the North Gulf Coast under the threat of some light rain or snow from about Whittier there eastward to maybe Yakutat, but the southeast coast should stay dry with just a chance of some light rain along the north coast. And then for the day on Saturday, partly to mostly sunny skies for the southeast coast with that front dissipating there right along the coastline, the moisture staying offshore. And southeast flow here pulls that up, keeps it kind of unsettled and cloudy with a chance of rain or snow, light rain or snow or showery conditions for Prince William Sound. Across Cook Inlet, more clouds and better chance of some moisture pushing in, especially in the afternoon and evening hours here for south central Alaska. Mostly, again, the southern Susitna Valley down across the Kenai Peninsula, looking for some possible light freezing rain mixed in with some wet snow. Otherwise, windy, wet conditions. Kodiak Island, the Alaska Peninsula. This front now lifting north of the Aleutians, so lighter winds, but it stays on the wet side there here for the Alaska Peninsula. Gale force north winds continue here out over the west central Aleutian areas. Stays pretty windy with rain and snow for the Pribilof Island areas. Dry for the Yukon Delta, Kuskokwim Delta, looking at this moisture edging northward, possibly to about Bethel by tomorrow afternoon. And this weak system up here keeps a chance of snow in the forecast from St. Lawrence Island northward to about Nome, westward to Teller, on up to the western Arctic coast. Areas to the east will stay dry with light winds. Excuse me. And for Sunday, Low develops here, keeping it wet over Kodiak Island, but winds will be on a much lighter there with the system pushing into the Gulf of Alaska. That'll bring gale force winds into the North Gulf Coast, maybe the north coast of the Panhandle, with rain spreading across all of the southeast coast during the day on Sunday with increasing moisture here. Again, light rain, light snow, light mixture of sleet or freezing rain here for the Kenai Peninsula into the Cook Inlet area, maybe in the Copper River Basin, but southerly winds are going to really cut the moisture off over the Coast Range. So the Copper River Basin should be mostly dry. Get up to the Alaska Range, maybe some flurries there on the southern slopes of the Alaska Range, but north into the Tanana Valley. In fact, all the central interior will stay dry through Sunday. Have to get up over the western North Slope and Arctic coast before you run into a chance of snow again. And increasing northeast winds here. You can see a tightening of the gradient here. So north to northeast winds, pretty gusty here for the Bering Strait down to St. Lawrence Island. And lighter winds here over the central and eastern Aleutians with rain, pretty good chance of rain from Adak all the way up to the Alaska Peninsula. And the outlook for Monday, next stronger storm just coming onto the chart there by late afternoon Monday, bringing more gale force winds with gusts of 50 miles an hour with rain into the central Aleutians, spreading into the eastern Aleutians and western Alaska Peninsula by afternoon. Rain and snow for the Pribilof Islands, staying pretty breezy out over the Bering Sea, but not much in the way of any significant precipitation. Areas of light snow now covering the central and eastern interior, especially up to the Yukon Flats there. Still a chance of light snow with cloudy skies, lower flying conditions there for the North Slope and the Arctic coast. And a couple of troughs keep it unsettled and wet with periods of light rain and showers there as they move onshore with a weak low just south of Yakutat. Lows for tonight, upper 20s to upper 30s for the southeast coast. Below zero here in the colder, drier air on the east side of the state that extends up. Could see 10 to 20 below in the Yukon Flats and 0 to 10 below for the Arctic coast. Warmer on the west side. In fact, the whole western interior here will be warmer than the eastern. And of course, south central Alaska, south and east of the Alaska Range, warmer yet, 20s to lower 30s for the lows. And then mid-30s here down toward Kodiak Island, near 40 for Unalaska, upper 30s for the central Aleutians. Highs for tomorrow, staying a little below zero there in the Yukon Flats. Otherwise, everybody else above zero pretty nicely here. 10 to 15 in the central interior, 15 to 20 for the North Slope and the Arctic coast, into the lower 30s here for south central Alaska. In fact, ranging from 30 degrees, say around Talkeetna, to 40 for Homer, 42 for Kodiak, mid 40s here for the Alaska Peninsula, with 46, one of the warmer locations there at Unalaska, and for the southeast coast, mid to upper 30s north to mid 40s south. And the lows on Sunday morning, staying above zero again, most areas, a little below here, 5 to 10 below, Yukon Flats up toward Arctic Village, otherwise above zero from the Arctic coast southward. Lower to mid 30s here for Bristol Bay, near 40 for the Alaska Peninsula and eastern Aleutians, and upper 20s to near 30 in the northern Panhandle, followed by highs in the upper 30s to lower 40s for the northern southeast coast, but 45 to 50 down to the south there, 40 to 45 Bristol Bay, Kodiak Island, mid 40s in the Alaska Peninsula, 30 to 35 south central Alaska, closer to 40 toward Homer and Seward. Upper 20s to lower 30s here to the southwest, and 15 to 20 there in the Tanana Valley with teens all the way up to the Arctic coast.